to the Ram Show. It has been a few weeks, for sure. And, okay, just needed to make sure that my mic was actually on. Anyways, Zach, how is it going?
All right.
So I haven't talked to you for a few weeks, have I?
Nope. Well, a few. No, it's like two.
Well,
Yeah.
a few is 2 or 3. So
Three? No, I don't think three.
no, it is. It was like 2 or 3. It can be either. So
Okay, fine. Whatever.
funny story about that. So this was a few years ago. I was at a wedding anniversary party for some people that I know, and they had food catered there, and it was shrimp. So I have a allergy to shrimp, which I didn't know about at the time. So ended up eating it at the party, didn't feel great, and ended up going to the emergency room for a high dosage of probably like some Benadryl or something. So the ER doctor's like, well, we're going to give you a few shots. And I'm like, a few is in 2 or a few is in 3? He's like, a few is in 3. I'm like, great. So, yeah, there you go. A few can be either 2 or 3. So, yeah. But, anyways. So, back in school, which means that trying to find time to actually produce the show is getting harder and harder. So, yeah. But, anyways.
We're not exactly a high-value production, so...
No, well,
nobody's bothered.
the
I
Ram...
don't think anybody's too bothered with it.
The Ram Show's not supposed to be. The Ram Show's supposed to be like this kind of unpolished, like, anything kind of goes show. So, anyways, but, I was so disappointed today. So, hop in my vehicle, drive over to the next town, and, walk into Best Buy, right? Go into their new kind of gaming section
Like
thing.
you do.
Huh?
You walked in like you do.
Yep, yeah.
Something...
Went over to their gaming section, looked at the shelf. I was like, seriously, that's sold? And I was super disappointed. I wanted to pick up a Stream Deck. I've been wanting one of these for a Stream Deck.
What is that?
This is one of those little tiny boxes. It's made by Elgato. It's one of those, it's basically a controller for, like, streamers. The theory is that, like, rather than having to remember, like, keyboard shortcuts and stuff like that, once this thing finally comes in next week, I'll be able to program it with, like, a bunch of different buttons, like, all the different scenes that we use and things like that, and then I can just hit them on the Stream Deck instead of having to remember keyboard shortcuts and stuff like that, which will be really cool. So
you just get either, I mean, if you have a lot of desk space, I suppose you do. You could just get another keyboard, or you could just get like a numpad or something. Not like a numpad.
Yeah, but
I've seen these floating around that it's like a sort of a mini keyboard. I mean, it's just like 5 or a few keys that are just on a platform, and you can just plug it in and you can program it for whatever like macro you want.
Yeah, that might be a Stream Deck that you're thinking of.
Well, I don't believe it was specifically for that, but yeah.
Anyways,
probably the same idea.
Yeah, but see, the thing about the Stream Deck is it's plug and play, and you set it up, I'm guessing, in software, versus like doing like another keyboard where then you're gonna have to use something like AutoHot key or something, or AutoHot script or something like that. You're gonna, because when you plug in a different key, like another keyboard, it starts doing goofy things, because it doesn't see it as just a totally separate keyboard. It sees it as, oh hey, there's just another keyboard here. So anyways, but that'll be kind of cool. I gotta figure out where I'm gonna put it on the desk, but that way then I can just like, and each button has like a little LCD screen behind it, so I can make like different graphics for those, and then like
I suppose that's fairly neat.
Different scenes. Like I could actually have it set so that like the button changes colors, like it'll change like the picture, but like, let's say we're on the double box, which we are on the most of the time, right? I could have that key that's associated with that be a different color when the double box is like active, versus like something else. So,
Fair enough.
which would be really cool. So, and then this way, like, I can just look at it and, like, I'll probably memorize where things are anyways on it and be like, oh, okay, I want this scene, rather than having to remember what the stupid hotkeys are every time, because I always screw them up. So, like, I always end up, like, having to, like, look through them all before I take them actually to air. So, because, like, if you asked me to find a specific one, I'd be like, I'm not quite sure where that is. So, anyways, but let's see, any other updates? Yeah, so I was super disappointed. I thought they were going to have one in stock because they had one like a couple days ago, and apparently it sold. So, yeah. Ooh! I got a new toy.
Did you?
I did. Well, okay. Technically, I got a new toy, but my DJ business bought it. Any guesses?
Some kind of audio device, I suppose. I don't know.
No, actually not.
I have no idea then. What is it?
Think more on the video side of things.
Camera?
Of sorts.
I don't know.
It's a camera of sorts. It's got a gimbal on it, and let's just say it flies.
Right. Oh my god. Yeah. That kind of gives it away. Doesn't Why did you get a drone?
So here's the theory behind this. So I love doing videography and stuff like that, and I want to incorporate a lot more of that into like my DJ business as like another option for weddings and things like that.
From up here.
Yeah, but like doing video and things like that with it. So, right. And on the side of Tech Beam Media, like for like if I did any like media production stuff, like commercial shoots or things like that, or any other stuff. So that was the reason I got one, was to expand kind of my arsenal of videography equipment that I have at my disposal. So, I have only used it in the house, and I've like kind of flown it a little bit. And indoors, it's intimidating.
But you're gonna have to learn how to use it.
Right. So here's the thing, right? So I walked into, because I also got this at Best Buy. I got this a couple weeks ago. So I walked in, right? And one of the guys that's in there, who seems like a pretty cool dude, he's like, anything I could help you with? Like, I'm kind of thinking about a drone. He's like, oh, you want one. He's a good sales guy. But anyways, it's like, because I'm looking at the price and things like that. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to spend that much money. He's like, yeah, but think about it. And so anyways, I ended up just saying like, what the heck? The company's going to buy it. I can write it off as a tax expense. So anyways, ended up buying one. He's like, just fly it in the house. So now I didn't get like the, so it's a DJI one. It's a DJI Spark, or yeah, the Spark. So it's the smaller one. Only 1080p, but that's fine. It's just to get kind of started with drones and things like that. More than enough for what I'm needing right now. So, anyways, got it out, got it all charged up, fired it up in here in the quote unquote studio, and holy crap, it's loud. It is loud. And this thing is powerful. Like, oh my gosh, I am going to cut myself with this thing if I'm not careful.
Some of the larger ones, like, think maybe the size of your keyboard.
Oh no,
except square.
Like
those ones, they are loud.
I have my this is my Galaxy S9 for comparison, and the thing is about the size of my Galaxy S9.
Oh no, I was actually thinking of a bigger one.
No, you're thinking of like the Phantoms probably. Those are like the more professional ones. They're like kind of like a square.
Yep.
Yeah, those are the Phantoms. Those are the professional ones, but those ones cost like $1,000 plus. I was not about to spend that much money on one. So I was like, this is something to just get started with, just to understand it and things like that. Now, it has a lot of like cool stuff built in, like GPS lock and obstacle avoidance and things like that. So the bigger ones are a lot easier to fly.
Yeah, they are because they're so heavy. They don't get pushed around by wind either.
No, they will. They'll still get pushed around by wind.
Not as much.
Not as much, you're right, but they definitely still will. But all of the GPS lock and stuff like that definitely helps, because it can coordinate where it is, and then when it starts to get pushed, it's not perfect like on super high wind days apparently, but like for a moderate wind, it'll for the most part keep it where where you want it to be. So, anyways. But that's kind of cool. My new toy. My plan is to take some courses and learn how to actually use it safely and stuff like that, so I don't crash it into a tree or something. And because I plan to do some commercial work with it, I need to look into getting like a drone pilot license. So... which I think even if I wasn't, I would probably look at doing anyway, so I understand all the like aviation rules associated with the drone and things like that. So I do plan...
You might as well just think of it like this. Don't go near an airport with it and you'll be good.
Well, so here's the problem. You know where I live, and I live decently close to an airport. So...
you do.
So, I
forgot about that one.
Right? So
Okay,
I am
fair
actually like in an enhanced like warning area or something like that because of my proximity to the airport. So I can still fly it. But so my drone has to stay under 400 feet, and I don't think mine can even get that high. So
400 feet, like that's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's a ways.
Right, but also, even with like a drone license, I believe I still have to have line of sight with my drone as well. So, but anyways, so yeah, it's something I got to work through, but I think it's gonna be cool. So, anyways, but yeah, I have a drone now. And like I said, I'm slightly intimidated by the thing just a little bit because, yeah, I think outside will be a different story. But I'm gonna wait until the weather gets a little bit nicer and things like that. But I think it'll be really cool and fun to play with once I actually know how to use it. So, anyways, all right, let's start with some tech topics now. So. There is I thought this was like some kind of restaurant thing, but it's actually a dating app called Coffee Meets Bagel. Never heard of it before. And I'm 99.9% sure Zach has never heard of it before.
I've never heard of it.
So, anyways.
The only thing that reminded me of is every day that I have to work, I drive past a shop that's like two chains. It's like Brugler's Bagels or something. No, Einstein Bros.
Oh yeah, Einstein Bros.
Plus like Caribou
and Caribou.
Coffee.
Yep.
I was like,
we have one of those too.
And they have like the signs like melded together, so it says coffee and bagels.
Yep.
Like, okay,
so that's why I was probably. I was thinking probably the exact same thing you were.
I thought of when you said that. That was the first thing I thought.
Right.
I've never even been in there, and I just thought of that for some reason.
Well, okay, Zach definitely does not drink coffee. Have you ever had coffee in your life before or not?
I almost did.
Almost
I don't
did?
think I would trust myself with that.
What would you not trust yourself about it?
Caffeine, dude. The last thing I need.
Really? No, okay, hold on. You don't seem like the type that would, I don't know, you don't seem like a caffeine consumer. And the other problem is like, what are you saying? Like, you're gonna be like...
Oh, in the morning, you know what I need? I don't need caffeine, I need sleep.
So, because here's what I was thinking when you said that. Like, I don't trust myself with that. that to me sounds like you're gonna like be
I don't want to
hyper.
become one of those people that's like a slave to the stuff.
Oh, okay, so dependent on it. Okay, that
Ugh.
that
Those
makes
people are
more
crazy,
sense.
dude.
That makes more sense. You know, you actually can get like headaches from not having enough caffeine because people are too dependent on it.
Yeah, it's like withdrawal.
Yeah, caffeine withdrawals. So anyways, I will say this. I do like coffee. I enjoy a cup from time to time, but I am not like a huge coffee drinker, but I definitely will enjoy it. Like if somebody offers me a cup of coffee, I'll drink it. So, but anyways.
Anyway,
yeah.
We're off on a tangent, aren't we?
Hey, well that's what the show is, you know.
What were we supposed to be talking about?
Really anything and everything. But anyways, so yeah, so there's this dating app called Coffee Meets Bagel. And
that's what we're talking about. So what's so cool about it?
nothing's cool about it.
We're talking about it.
They had an issue on
Did they do
Valentine's Day.
something uncool?
You could consider it uncool. So yeah, so there was an issue on Valentine's Day. If you were trying to find the love of your life on Coffee Meets Bagel before May 2018, well, your personal data may possibly have been stolen. The company
Sucks to be you.
Right. The company sent out an email to users the other day telling them that some of their personal information may have been breached. In that email, Coffee Meets Bagel said that on Monday, an unauthorized party gained access to user data. Luckily, the company said that the hacker didn't make off with any sensitive information, like credit card numbers or passwords. Now, Coffee Meet Bagel didn't disclose the number of users who were affected by the breach. PR. But did say that some users who were on the app before May 2018 had their names and email addresses leaked. Hello, spam emails.
I would hope that the passwords would not be leaked, because if they were leaked, that would mean they were stored extremely improperly.
Right. Exactly. Extremely irresponsibly.
Irresponsibly, there you go.
So,
that's the word.
Now, the company said that the information that was stolen was part of a larger breach reported by the Register the other day. Over 617 million account details in total from popular apps like Dubsmash, whatever the heck that is, MyFitnessPal, and Coffee Meets Bagel have been dumped on the dark web for less than $20,000 in Bitcoin. Now, here's an interesting thing.
How does that work? Like, does that mean that if, hey, I'll sell you this for 20,000 in Bitcoin?
Yeah, but you know why they use Bitcoin, right?
Well, of course, it's anonymous.
Yeah.
But,
well, and it's untraceable.
That too. But like, how does that work? Like, does the person who bought it, like, what do they do with it?
I'd probably resell it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Strange business.
Resell it and resell it and resell it and resell it. Well, that's what happened with the NCIX servers. So the guy copied the information off of it, and there was a lot more in there because they had like the equivalent of, they had like employee records in there, and those records contained very, very, very sensitive information on those employees. I don't know what Canada's version of the like social security numbers are, but those were included on that server. Now,
like that level of sensitive.
Right. Now, here's the thing though. Apparently, I'm not sure because I don't live in Canada. We live in the United States. But I think in Canada, their like social security number system, like I think you can apply for new ones. I think. I could be wrong on that. So
I suppose it wouldn't be as bad then.
Don't quote me.
I don't know.
But actually, well, they either can or they can't. I don't remember, one or the other. But still, that's a bad situation. But in that case, the servers got resold with the data still on them. The other guy had presumably already copied all the data, and then the data just kept getting resold.
Wait, so you could just buy the dump of data, like copy it, and then just sell it again for the same amount.
Right. Yeah. Or a different amount, or more, or less,
kinda
or things
funny.
like that. So, but see, also think about it as well with this is, having user data like that is, opens up a lot of doors.
Like, you could potentially hack those people.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Or you're like at least 1 step closer to, stealing potentially valuable accounts.
Right.
details from those.
Right. Or if you get like a dirty company, even like for the marketing purposes and things like that. So, but
Probably be valuable information for like a scammer. Say like,
Yeah.
they might be able to pull out some kind of like some kind of information about that person that could like help them scam that person.
Right, for sure. Yeah, I could definitely see that. So, the Register cites 6 million Coffee Meets Bagel account details have been breached. Now, they say, as a reminder, we never store any financial information or passwords. The email read in bold. So, yeah, but not a great deal right there. So, yeah, happy Valentine's Day, apparently. So, yeah. So the funny part is I haven't read through any of these articles for this week. I literally just put them together like an hour ago. So, anyways, this will be an interesting show. Nest. Remember the company Nest? No, for sure not. So, yeah, Nest. Do you remember that company?
Didn't Google buy them?
You what?
Didn't Google buy them?
No, I think Amazon bought it.
Oh. They were bought by someone.
I'm pretty sure it was Amazon. But Nest, the smart home company, it is owned by Google. You're right.
Aha!
Nice job. What did, because Amazon bought one of those smart home companies too, and I don't remember which one it was. Ring.
Yeah.
They bought Ring is what it was.
I'm sure all the big tech companies bought a smart home company.
Right. So, anyways,
What Microsoft bought. What's Apple gonna buy?
Who knows?
Did they buy anything?
I don't think so. Well, so they have their own like home hub thing.
Oh yeah, that's all the rage now. If you're a tech company, you gotta have a home hub.
Well, yeah.
You gotta have a voice assistant.
Yeah. Unless you're Microsoft and you just admit that yours sucked and have completely given up.
Piggyback on Amazon.
So,
hey Amazon, can we borrow yours? Can we put some software in yours?
So, anyways, Nest, the smart home company owned by Google, is proactively locking people out of their accounts if it believes their passwords have been compromised. In theory, I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing, but the company began sending out emails to affected users last night. Now, this article is written on, let's see here, Friday.
So how does that work? Like, if you got locked out, how do you get back in?
That's a great question.
You have to go through support and like prove that you're you?
Let's find out. So, if you've been affected, you'll need to tell your Nest app to forget your current password and enter a new one. The standard response to this type of breach, which Nest recently used, following reports of strangers hijacking people's security cameras. I could see a big issue with that. Your security cameras get jacked. Like, somebody's going to be able to tell whether you're home or not. And also, presumably, also keep an eye on some of the things that are also in your house. So they're window shopping. But
it's like creeper territory over there, you know?
Yeah. So, following reports of strangers hijacking people's security cameras is to email any user who are affected when a breach has occurred and merely recommend that they change their passwords. Presumably, Nest knows that lots of people don't bother, which is why it's forcing their hand by locking them out instead. Okay.
It's like, should have changed your password. Now you can't walk in your front door. Is that how it works?
I don't know if it's that you can't walk into your front door, but okay. So let's take a look at this real quick here, and let's talk about this. Let's break this down for a second. So let's get your theory on this, okay? Your account gets breached.
Well, I don't know what your account does, so that's why I don't really know all of these.
Well, okay. Let's just look at it on the side of like the security camera side of things, right? Because we know that. So presumably you log in, you manage all your devices with
Oh,
Well,
okay.
I'm sure you manage all your devices through the app.
Yeah, so you probably just lose the ability to manage your devices, and like for something like a camera, you can't monitor.
Right.
You have to,
Well, and possibly, you know what? I wonder though, because like they make the smart locks too. Now, I wonder if like,
yeah, what if you get locked out of your house from this? Like,
well, I
can
don't
you
think you.
sue them or
I-
something? Like, if you're locked out of the house and you freeze in the cold or something?
I don't think so because I don't know. I think some of them. I'm sure they have to have some kind of backup, like option to get in, like a key or something like that. So, and I don't know. That's another conversation that we can get into in a
I
second.
mean, I would hope there's some kind of back.
Well, here's the thing. So, I think with the internet the way it is right now, I think relying on like, you know, smart cameras and things like that and stuff inside the home, perfectly fine. But I think I want just a standard deadbolt lock and key on my door. That is not connected to the internet.
I just don't see the value of it. Like,
Convenience.
maybe if you have some kind of situation where it's actually convenient for you to be able to see who's at the door, sure, fine, whatever.
Right, but that's
like,
when you get
not
like
me.
a
I don't need that.
that's when you
I
get a
wanna-
camera
I'll
though.
take a lock and a key. It's fine.
Right, but you can use a camera to do that, where you know you can, like in the case of like the Ring doorbell, you know it's got a video camera built right into it, so you can see who's at your front door. But
But yeah,
there are
exactly.
specific actual like
Pretty much what I'm saying is, I would never use this because I don't have a use for it, but I don't doubt that there is a use.
exactly, yeah, exactly. It's the coolness factor, it's the geek factor, it's the convenience factor. You know, the theory is I think is that you know based off of your phone and being logged into your account, like you get close to the thing and the door unlocks or something like that. I don't know. Or you use your phone to unlock it. So yeah. So the convenience factor. Here's a great one. I love this one, and that is like the ability to pay with my phone nowadays.
I haven't used that. Now, I do have a dinosaur phone, I suppose. So.
I don't know. Do you have an NFC reader in your phone, or an NFC antenna in your phone?
My phone definitely does have NFC.
Okay. Well, and your financial institution has to support it as well. Mine didn't for a long time, but now when I go fill up with gas, like I can literally just take my phone, have them scan my reward card right on it, and then tap the thing on the pin pad, and boom, and I never have to get my wallet out of my pocket. So, and I already have my phone in my hand because I'm going to have them scan my rewards anyway. So, it's been really awesome, and I've been loving it. Actually, when I was at Best Buy today, the young cashier that was helping me is like, "Are you going to be one of those cool people who pay with your phone?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." Click, boom. He's like, "How does that work?" I'm like, you literally just put it up to the device and it works. So,
I do not
anyways,
believe that my financial institution supports that, though.
mm,
Actually, I guess I don't know. I just feel like if they did, I would like see it every time I open their app or something. You know?
no, I don't think
Hey,
they.
we support this.
I don't think they advertise it quite that way. The way I knew that mine didn't was that I went in and tried to add my debit card to it, and it just said, "Hey, this is not supported." So if you do it and your card goes through, then it's supported. So, anyways, so
Okay.
back to this argument real quick here though. So let's just look at it the angle of managing your devices and things like that. Your account gets breached. They determine that somehow, right? And then they lock you out of your account. Do you agree with that or disagree with that?
I don't know. I mean, that's pretty drastic. I don't
Keep in
think
mind,
I
though-
really agree with it because, like, what's it to them if somebody wants to be insecure? Like, I don't know. I think it's
I don't know though.
maybe
What kind of
over the line
legal
a little
what kind of legal trouble can they get themselves into though?
Well, that are you talking about like if somebody gets hacked,
Yeah,
or
like
are you talking about if they lock someone out of their account and that?
no.
person-
If like I don't know. I'm sure that's somewhere in the service, like the terms and service of using the devices, where like they're not
Yeah.
responsible for like people breaking into your house
That's
and stuff
true.
like
There
that.
Probably is some kind of.
But I don't know.
They've covered themselves there, I'm sure.
Right, I'm sure they have, but is it them covering themselves even like more? I kind of agree with it in a way because these are supposed to be things that are securing your home. So, but anyways. So, if you've been locked out of your Nest account, you won't be able to use the Nest app or receive any notifications from your Nest devices. Okay, so that means you won't receive mobile notifications if your Nest security cameras detect an intruder or if your Nest Protect alarm detects smoke, although the alarm on the device itself should still work. Google refused to comment on whether the measure was due to a new password breach, but it said it plans to use the measure on an ongoing basis as information is compromised. Okay. So, although the resets will pose a minor inconvenience, it could be a necessary step in forcing people to be safe online. Okay, so they're pushing...
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about it. Like,
so
yeah, it's probably a good idea, but...
Apparently, I guess, so it looks like the way to recover your account is to basically just reset your password. So yeah. But...
I suppose that's not so bad.
No, that's not horrible. Evidence suggests that everyone still uses passwords that are too simple and easy to guess and reuses them for multiple sites despite the safety risk. Guilty. Asking us to change our ways doesn't appear to have worked, so now Nest is taking matters into its own hands. If you receive an email from Nest telling you that you've been locked out of your account, try and reset your password as quickly as possible by going to your app and following the instructions provided. You should also consider using a password manager to generate one that's strong and unique. Don't follow any link sent in the email itself, just in case criminals use that as an opportunity to go phishing.
One thing that I will say is that, too many like websites and services and accounts and whatever have different password policies, and so what ends up happening is it just becomes almost impossible to remember them all. So, I'm that idiot who uses like some variation of the same password.
Oh yeah, I do that too.
I'm sure like 90% of people do that.
Here's the worst one. Is when you use like the same username for certain things, or you have the same username as like assigned to you for certain things, but then the password requisites are different. You know what I mean?
See, but I don't know. I mean, that's like a lot of people forget their passwords for a lot of things a lot of the time. And just making them change it, like that's not
right.
They're gonna forget.
So, okay, I have to ask you on this, okay? So, both me and Zach work in the retail world. And as part of it, now, I will not disclose where either of us work. But my employer utilizes an online point of sale system, which is actually really awesome when it works. And I believe your
system to do what exactly?
Huh?
System to do what exactly?
Point of sale.
Oh.
Yeah, and I believe your employer also has like a variation of like.
I don't know about the point of sale, but the software that I use to like make a ticket.
Right, that's point of sale.
For somebody's computer or whatever. No.
Oh, okay. Like
point of sale software sells something.
Right.
The software that I use to make a ticket is different.
Right.
That's the software that I actually use.
Okay, but your point of sale system is within a web browser, isn't it?
The other one is I don't believe so. I don't believe the point of sale is in a.
I thought it was. Well, based off of hold on. Quick intermission, real quick here. Because I don't want to get. If I say it, I might give something away, and I don't want to. So, and I'm just curious.
Are you just Googling?
No. I'm not Googling. But hold on.
I heard you. I thought I heard you typing.
No, I'm. See, this is one of those. I'm looking for a graphic, and I don't remember what the hotkeys are. So, hang on. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Didn't want to give anything away. Zach did not know that we were like in intermission there for a second, so he's like, "Well,
what are you doing?
You just gave it away." So, well, okay, but let's be honest. How many people would actually know what that is if I said that? If you didn't work there and you weren't observant.
know.
So, anyways, but what was the point of all this? I don't even remember
I don't know
where
why we're talking about this
I don't even
anymore.
remember where we were going with this, but anyways, because what were we talking about?
I have no clue what we were talking about.
Totally don't remember. Well, because we were talking about the Nest thing, getting locked out on that and stuff. Oh, yeah, okay, I remember. Passwords.
Password policies.
Password policies. That's what it was. Okay, so, well, you still have to log in. So, does your employer give you, like... So, my employer, when you log into the system, you put your username in, right? And then you get up to 5 attempts to put your password in before they're going to lock you out of your account.
I have not been locked out. I don't know.
Do you have, like, a limitation on yours or not?
I've never botched my password that many times, I guess. I don't know.
Now, how is your password, like, what's the password policy for you? Is it all numbers? Is it, like, numbers and letters?
I don't know. My usual password works. That's all I can say.
Right, so what is that? Is that a combination of, like, just numbers, then?
A capital letter, lowercase letters, numbers.
Oh, okay. So it is, like, an actual legit password.
Yeah, it's so...
Oh, okay. I know,
it's
like...
not as legit as you think, but...
Right, but, like...
I can't tell you. It's, of course...
Of course, well... not that I would be able to log into it at all. Actually, so our whole point of sale system is actually behind a VPN, so you can't even access it unless you're behind that VPN, which is kind of cool. So, security measure, of course.
Well, right. You can't access it unless you're on the network.
Right, yeah, because you have to be behind the VPN. So, anyways, but no, like, mine is, like, an actual legit password where you, like, select what you want, and you've got letters and characters and things like that. So that's what I was curious about. But, because we were talking about, like, password policies, and so I was curious, like, if your employer made you, like, you know, use an actual password like that, or...
No, they don't have an obscene password policy. In fact, I remember being able to change it. Oh, let's see. I'm for some reason, I think I was able to, like, change a password and then change it right back when it, like, expired.
Really? Interesting.
Like, I'm not...
I can't do that on mine.
Worry about remembering that.
So, my password...
New password. Like, that's how you end up with people who need password resets, because they were forced to change their password.
Right.
And the password policy is just so convoluted that
I
they came up with something that they knew they weren't going to be able to remember, but it wouldn't let them do anything.
I don't know if my...
Like, at that point, you have to write it down, and guess what? Writing it down's not very secure.
Right, yeah. So, I remember, so my employer, I don't know, but they made me change my password a while ago, like a month ago, and I don't know if there's, I'm pretty sure you have to have, like, a series, it has to be so long, I know that. I'm sure there's some kind of, like, has to have some capitals, has to have, like, other stuff in it, then I don't know if, like, there's, like, password history on it or whatever. So,
see, that's the worst offender of password policies. I get the point. I get that if you use the same one or a similar one again, it's not very secure, but, like,
right,
nobody is gonna remember that. Seriously, like, you just, at that point, you're running into the limits of people.
Yeah.
You know, people just can't remember that many passwords when they all have to be different every few months. They have to, like, completely change. It's
Right.
like, no, don't do this.
Now,
at that point, they're just going to write it down, and writing it down is not very secure.
Right. Now, here's another question for you. So, when you go into any of your tools that you use, right?
You have to log in every time.
Right, you have to log in.
Not always.
Oh, really?
For some reason, I just felt like you were going there with it. Carry on.
No, anyways. So, how is your username comprised? Is it just numbers?
Yes.
Oh, that is annoying as crap.
Well, I remember it. And it's never going to change, so.
I guess don't tell me exactly how many numbers, but, like, is it under 10?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, like, not horrible. So, when I was working for another employer, I had a super long series of numbers that was like 6 numbers long. And then my password was literally just numbers. So, like, I had like a 4-digit code that I could type in. Although that employer was kind of cool. You could print like this little slip of paper that you'd have like a barcode on, and you just scan it, and it would automatically log you in, which was kind of cool.
That's not very.
No, well, it was designed
Sorry,
for.
I derped. Sorry, that's not very secure either, is it?
No, but it was designed for like, because like after every transaction, it would like sign you out or whatever, and so it was designed for like if you were up at like the front registers. And
Yeah, ours does that too. It signs you out every time.
right, but it was my current one that I use for my current employer doesn't sign you out after every one. Like you will stay logged in. It does make you like re-sign in if you're gonna like do a sale, but like the point of sale portion of it, like you have to re-sign back in, or like if you want the register to open or anything like that, you have to put a password in after like 5 minutes of inactivity or something like that. But like the actual like core features of it, like being able to search through products and stuff like that and look at inventory, that just stays up indefinitely. So, although one annoying thing is that like if somebody else is logged in the front and you start using their account to search for something and they log in the back, it will automatically kick you out.
I've never run into anything like that. If somebody's logged in, you can just do whatever you want, as far as I'm aware.
Right. So like you can do whatever you want, but then as soon as they log in like in another location, it will log you out of that session.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can only be in one session at a time.
In fact, I've been logged in on like 3 computers at the same time.
So I'm sure it's like a security thing, but like I was looking for a product the other day that we had to get from another one of our stores. And so I needed to grab the phone number, and I literally just gotten finished writing down the number when somebody else had logged into their account, which they were signed into on the front one, and it signed me out. So the worst is when you're in the middle of it, and I've caught myself doing this before where I know I'm signed into the front one, and I'll be looking for something in the back, and I'm like, sorry, I just signed you out, didn't I? They're like, it's okay.
I don't know, at least for me, there's good reason not to use someone else's account, at least if I need to make a ticket, because like, you know, I get credit for my job when I make a ticket, and I don't get credit if someone else is signed in, you know?
Right, yeah, exactly.
So when I complete a ticket, I'm always going to be mine.
I did that.
Sign in myself.
I did that one time, because we're the same way. We have promotional items every month that we get based on certain things that we do when we fix a device, when we sell promotional items, things like that. We get bonuses for doing that stuff, but that's of course all linked to your account. So I sold like one of our promo items of the month, and then looked at the user that was signed in afterwards, and I'm like, dang it, because I'd given it to one of my coworkers by accident. I was like, wow, you just made like a couple extra dollars. So anyways, but yeah. So yeah, password policies are annoying. The worst is like the college, where like the IT department has one set of.
Oh gosh, don't even.
Do you remember that one?
Stop it.
Where
I remember that one, and the password policy was like incredibly convoluted.
Yeah. So well,
like I'm sure it's very secure until people.
No. Okay. So the main campus password policy, like your password doesn't expire. But the IT account sides of it did after like so long.
I remember that.
And remember, our usernames were different too. We had different username schemes.
I was always playing both username and password roulette. Not just password roulette, like try.
Right. Yep. I totally remember this.
Annoying.
So, anyways. But yeah, so now that we've talked too much about that, now let's continue on here. With Microsoft news for this week. So, Microsoft is really kind of jumping the gun here. They're starting to test a version of Windows 10 that's not going to be released until 2020.
So what's so fancy about that version then?
Yeah, so Microsoft has started testing an update to Windows 10 that it plans to release in 2020. Now, it's unusual for the company to test updates so far in advance, as Microsoft typically releases about 2 updates per year and then tests them with members of the public. Except for the last major update that didn't quite go so well.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, the one where they were deleting people's files?
Yeah. Yeah. I thought there was one in there that was like making people like get blue screens too or something like that. I don't remember. Anyways, so
why not both?
Right? So Microsoft has not yet started. Oh, I think you're right. I think it was the deleting files one. Yeah. So Microsoft has not yet started testing its next 2019 update, codenamed 19H2. But Microsoft Windows Insider Chief Dana Sarkar says additional testing is required for this new 2020 update. Ooh. Which will be due in the first half of 2020, the codename 20H1. She says some things we are working on in that update require a longer lead time. But Microsoft has not yet officially unveiled features for this update. The company has released the first early beta build of it to testers the other day. Let's see. On, I think, Thursday? Yeah, on Thursday. Windows 10 build 18836 has been released to testers who opted into the skip ahead ring for future versions of Windows, and Microsoft will start testing its 19H2 update later this spring.
What do you think it could be? Like, what's the features that takes so long to test?
Well, I have some theories.
How evil do you think it is?
I don't think it's necessarily evil. Hold on. Microsoft is currently in the process...
I mean, I feel like it's probably more likely to be evil than good.
Well, Microsoft is currently in the process of finalizing its next major Windows 10 update due in April. That's currently codenamed 19H1, and the software maker is expected to ship a final version of it to testers in March before making it more broadly available to existing machines. The spring 2019 update will include a new light theme, Kimoji support, whatever the heck that is, and separation of Cortana from Windows Search. Interesting. And a new build.
That sounds so bad.
And a new built-in Office app. Okay.
Sure. All right, I'm fine with that. Like, think about how many people buy like Office just so they can have like Word.
Right.
You know?
So I wonder if.
So it seems odd to me, actually, knowing how many people do that Microsoft is like, hey, have it for free, basically. I guess we don't know how many features this app will have, but probably more than WordPad.
No, a new built-in Office app. So
yeah, exactly. Built in, as in it will be included, not free, I guess.
Well, yeah, it'll be included. OneNote is included and is free, but I can see them including something else that might not necessarily be free. Anyways, I wonder if they're planning like some kind of overhaul to Windows 10 and that release, and they're like, well, we majorly effed up last time on our other release, and so maybe that's why. I don't know. They might be rewriting a bunch of like the code and things like that. So I don't know. I feel like with them testing it this early that there's going to be some significant changes in the OS. So, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. Now, we also get to talk about the how will Microsoft inevitably screw this up too?
Maybe it will delete your files again.
Or, you know, just randomly update without your permission. Oh, wait, it still does that.
Oh, wait, it already does that. We're ahead. We're in the future.
So,
how's the future?
Microsoft, we know what you want.
I'm enjoying the future. We're Microsoft. We know what you want. You know nothing, you fool.
That was actually kind of creepy, but that was...
Yeah, you know what I did? So I went like this. I held up my inline mic. Like...
Oh, okay.
And that was the point. It was supposed to be creepy in case you can't tell.
Right. All right. Do you remember a little game by a company called Niantic by the name of Pokemon Go?
Yeah. Jeez, I laughed when you said that because I remember like it was the thing, and now it's
Now it's not quite so much the thing, but
now it's like, what, you play that still?
right.
I never played.
So yeah, I thought like it had died off a while ago, but Pokemon.
I forgot it existed.
So, Pokemon Go developer Niantic has agreed to settle a lawsuit with people who have had Pokestops placed near their houses. And it's making some minor game changes.
Oh, God.
It's making some minor game changes as part of that deal.
Oh, God. So what happens? Like, do they have to put the stops like away from people's houses?
Well, we'll get into it. So the settlement appeared.
What are they gonna do?
Yeah, so hold on. So the settlement appeared in court filings yesterday, and it's still awaiting a judge's approval. Yesterday being the 15th, so that was on Friday. So, well, this was written on Friday, so that would have been Thursday last week. And it's still awaiting a judge's approval. It will resolve some big legal questions about how augmented reality mixes with physical property laws, but it should make life easier for people who find unwanted Pokemon Go players around their homes. So, Niantic agreed to implement several new features and policies under the settlement, which will be binding for the next 3 years. If the game actually even lasts that much longer. Anyways, homeowners can already have Pokemon gyms or Pokestops removed from private property. Now, let's just pause for a minute here. How the actual F does that...
Like, if you're having trouble with people like, by your house, like, why don't... you could probably have a lot of fun with that. Like, why not...
Well, okay, you could,
but put something freaky in your driveway or something.
I like that. But well, hold on. That doesn't address the bigger question as to how the actual F does this happen. Like, there is literally map data that says, "Oh, hey, there's a home here. Hey, there's a home here. We're gonna freaking put a stop right here."
Isn't there? Couldn't you install a device that will like jam phones? Like,
yeah, you can get a phone jammer.
You just jam the signal.
That would actually be really
like,
funny.
Nobody's gonna be. They'll walk up. They'll be like, "There's a stop here." Oh, my signal doesn't work anymore.
That would actually.
You could just put like a camera and record the idiot's reaction.
That would actually be really funny.
Some idiot's just gonna get super mad about it. And it's gonna be comedy gold.
I need a cell phone jammer now. That is great. Dude,
petition them, put in a ticket, be like, "Hey, can you put a stop in my house?"
No. You know what you do? You know what you do is you get the Pokemon Go app, right? You get a phone jammer you take a phone jammer with you, and then you just
and just put it at the stop.
Well, no, you just drive around,
sit on a bench and watch people or something.
Right, or you just drive around.
Sit in your car and just laugh.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that's so evil. Wow.
Evil but hilarious. So,
you can even like toggle it on and off. They'll be like, "Oh, it's working." Oh, it's
that's funny. So, anyway, so Niantic now promises to resolve complaints within 15 days, removing any stop that's located within 40 meters of that property, and maintain a database that will prevent a new gym or Pokestop from popping up nearby. Beyond private homes, park authorities will also be able to request that gyms and Pokestops only appear during open hours. Okay.
smart enough, I guess.
Yeah, but like, how the actual F was none of this implemented in the first place? So, anyways. The company will also add a series of warnings for players if more than 10 people show up for a raid in Pokemon Go. A message will flash on their screens reminding them to be courteous to others in respect of their real-world surroundings. A similar message will show up alongside other warnings when players launch the game. Financial damages are on the table as well, including $1,000 each for the people named in the lawsuit, although Niantic hasn't agreed to settle or hasn't agreed to a specific total sum. Now,
right, because that will totally work. We'll just ask them to be nice. It'll be fine.
So, the class action suit filed in 2016 consolidates several individual complaints from unhappy homeowners. The plaintiffs claim that Niantic's game had encouraged players to trespass on their property. Okay. Sometimes blocking their driveway with cars, peering into their windows, and littering or damaging property. Okay. That's an issue.
Right. That doesn't surprise me at all.
Court filings revealed last year that the cases had been settled, but they didn't specify what the settlement included. Now, Pokemon Go's incredibly early popularity revealed many pitfalls in location-based games, including players who trespassed or took risks to find hard-to-reach Pokemon, or Pokestops, being placed in inappropriate locations like cemeteries and memorials. Again, map data.
I'm sorry, but that's kind of funny.
It is kind of funny, but again, like how the actual
But like, why?
right,
It's kind of funny, just in the sense of like, why did they do that?
right. But like, and that opens a bigger question up to us though. Is like, why the actual F did they think that this was a good idea in the first place?
In fact, there should, instead of being a database of places where the stops shouldn't be, there should just be a database of places where the stops should be. And if the place is not, and if a given place is not within that database, there's just never going to be a stop there. Like, if there's way more places
You know what? I agree with that.
shouldn't have a stop than should.
Right. Now, the game apparently retains a strong player base. Really. And it started letting users nominate new Pokestops last year. Oh, how could that possibly go wrong? Let me name the ways. But with the initial hype period over, it seems likely that far few people are getting their houses modded by roving Pokemon trainers. Still, the settlement helps codify some best practices for running similar games without bothering non-players, even if it doesn't establish a legal precedent for regulating digital space. I don't know. I still don't know how, like, why would you think that it would be a good idea to put something that had such popularity, you know, that would drive people to a certain location so close to certain things?
To be fair, it kind of exploded in a way that I don't think anyone could have predicted.
I think you're right. But still, like, in the development phase of it, like, that, like, I don't know. Like, that should have been something that should have probably been addressed in some kind of planning meeting, I would think. Like, hey, this might not be quite a great idea to put this so close to, you know, I don't know, private property and things like that. I don't know, though. So, I think you're right, though. I think the game did explode a lot more than what people thought it was going to, because it was newsworthy. Like, we covered it for, like...
People were getting into car crashes over it. And stuff like that.
So, anyways.
And I remember reading that and being like, I'm not surprised.
Right. So, now, I was not, like, super into the game, but all my friends were. So, I ended up being, like, the designated driver, because they were all...
Oh, God. I would have just told them to shove it.
Well, okay,
You did.
so remember I have a truck, right? So it was kind of fun for me. So I had like 10 people, well, not 10 people. I had like 5 people buy into the back of my truck. We were driving down the freeway with them in the back. I'm actually
That can't
surprised.
be good.
I'm surprised we didn't get pulled over. I'm sure that's like highly illegal. Like,
That's totally just stupid.
so anyways, all right. Do you remember a game by the name of Minecraft?
Of course I do.
So
Popular when I was like 12.
right? So, 2 alleged hackers in Southern California have been arrested and charged with multiple offenses following widespread Minecraft-related hoaxes that led to hundreds of schools in the UK and the US being evacuated over false bomb threats.
How do you make a bomb threat through Minecraft?
You know,
Seriously?
I'm not
How
quite
does that even
sure.
work?
So,
What? Does it say what they did?
okay, so these 2 people were charged on February 8th with hacking crimes, conspiracy, and threats involving explosives, referring to the numerous bomb threats sent to different schools. Okay?
Like, where does Minecraft fall into this?
Right. So court documents claim that both of them were acting with a hacker organization and coordinating a series of bomb and school shooting threats designed to cause fear and imminent danger, and did cause the closure of hundreds of schools on 2 continents on multiple occasions. Now, reports say that their actions first sprung up in March 2018. Emails were sent out to schools forcing evacuations, but a statement from one police department in the United Kingdom confirmed that it was a hoax that traced back to the United States. Now, detectives have looked into the emails, which appear to originate from the U.S., and can confirm that there is no viable threat. Now, Sky News. Minecraft linked bomb. Yeah, I'm curious where the whole Minecraft thing comes in too. But Sky News, which is like the UK's like version of like, it's like their world or their like country's news like source thing. Anyways, later reported that the emails were spoofed in an attempt to get the domain. To get the domain for Velt PvP, a popular Minecraft server. Okay, so that's where that comes in. Suspended. So that's where the Minecraft portion comes in. Now, prosecutors allege that they also used the emails to make it sound like the threats were coming from the mayor of London. Wow. And Zonix, which is a client often used for Minecraft alongside Velt PvP. Now, the two used Discord servers and IRC rooms with other members of this group, according to court documents, to coordinate emails to various schools. Wow. Threats were sent over the course of several months, with numerous incidents mentioned in court filings. The group would use Twitter to ask people who wanted a day off from school to send the hacker squad, day off to school, and then apparently to send the hacker squad cash, and then they would send out a hoax email in response. Wow, really? Pay to have a bomb threat sent to your school so that you can get a day off from school. Wow.
If you're that, just skip.
Right?
Just skip. Like, whatever.
On April 28th, 2018, one of the guys tweeted under under this group's Twitter handle that they were planning to hit as many schools as possible on Monday. We hope anyone that just wants to have a day off or get out of that math test you will, or test you have, will email us any school. Let's see, according to documents, we are working hard on getting 100,000 emails. Holy crap. Idiots?
Sure.
Like,
that seems fair.
Wow. So, but apparently that's where the whole Minecraft thing comes in. Yeah. Don't want to go to school? Just skip, I guess. I don't know. Or suck it up. Or, just live in a climate where you get winter and then, you can have school days at that point. So, but yeah. I often wonder, like, these people come up with these ideas, right? You're gonna get caught at some point. Like, I don't know. It's like the theory of like a high-speed chase. I don't understand why people run.
Yeah,
because,
that makes no
because,
sense. It's like,
because,
well, I mean, to be fair, you probably only see the ones where they get caught anyway, right? So I wonder what's the statistics on that. Like, how many people who run from the cops actually get away?
Right,
with it?
but in most cases,
you
get caught.
Like, pit maneuvered or whatever.
Right, but in most cases, or even if they lose you, in most cases, you're gonna end up getting caught at some point.
But yeah, you'll just like buy yourself a day or two or whatever, how long it takes them.
Exactly. So, I don't quite understand it all the time, but Anyways. Oh, so as like a senior prank one time, I think like school put like a bunch of alarm clocks set to like different times to go off in like people's lockers. But of course, what alarm clocks do? And these were like the stand-up ones.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so they tick.
The obnoxious ones.
Right?
Oh.
So, you know, school officials hear a bunch of ticking, right?
They're like,
What's that? And call in the bomb squad and things like that. So that was one of those senior pranks gone wrong. So, but I think our senior prank, I think, was pretty lame. If you can even, I think it was a senior prank. I
don't even know what mine was.
I know.
The only one that I can think of that my class did was everybody had like a ton of people brought those like razor scooters one day and just rode them around to class.
That's kind of funny.
But I think that persisted for more than a couple of days. So I don't know if that was just a prank or it was just like a Dumbo thing that some people were doing. I wanted to. Mine was like broken, I guess. I don't know.
I think if it was a prank, it was a super lame one. Like, I think, I remember, like, class of 2012 was, like, spray painted in the front lawn, but that was about it. So.
Oh, you know what else? Every class did this for me in my school. Every class would, on, like, the last day, they would all park in, like, as many squares as they could.
Okay.
Yep. So everybody who drove their own vehicle, they would all park and they would all take like 3 parking.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah, so they would just like park terribly on purpose, basically. I'm sure if you were really skilled, you could probably take like 6.
Right. I think one of the more like awesome school pranks that I've seen is like letting the pigs loose in the school and like writing like 1 and then like 3 or whatever and like skipping a bunch of numbers, making them think that there's more pigs than there actually are.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So anyways, but no, we didn't do anything cool or anything, I don't think, but yeah. Rapid fire stuff real quick here. So Google is reportedly launching Pixel 3 Lite and a Pixel Watch later this year. So that's kind of interesting.
Cool.
Right. Yeah. Let's see. Google has produced lots of variations of the Google Home, including Mini Max and Home Hub. Let's see here. Yeah. So that's the thing. I'm kind of curious to see what like they're gonna do for like a watch, and if it's gonna be proprietary just to like the Google phone. I hope it's not.
If it is, that's probably not a good decision.
Right?
Like that's gonna narrow the market a lot for people who want to buy that. Like that's anti-consumer, and it's also bad for them because like who's gonna buy it then? People who buy this are people who have the phone.
Right.
Compare that to the wider Android population.
Right.
Like, holy
exactly.
Crap, there's tons.
So this is kind of funny. Apple's latest iPhone ad shows a different kind of portrait mode fail, where it's showing like the depth adjustment in terms of like focus and things like that. And so this is a kind of comical like marketing angle that we haven't seen from Apple really. So it's actually kind of funny. But basically, so you've got a couple moms sitting there, and one of them's like looking at a picture and showing it to the other mom. And there's a child in front, and then there's a child in back, and the child in the back is kind of blurred out, and the other mom's like, "Who is that?" And like I think the other one's like, "Oh, that's your kid or whatever," and she's like, "Did you bokeh my child?" Which apparently I don't know if that must be the effect or something like that. Anyway, so it's kind of comical.
I think that's some kind of effect. I don't know anything else.
Right.
I guess I knew what it was, so I found it like funny.
But it is kind of it is a comical like commercial that we haven't seen from Apple, really. Normally they're like pretty serious and things like that. So that's kind of funny. And this right here. Because, well, Apple. Another Apple story. So, there was talk that the next line of iPhones might include USB-C on them. Yeah, Apple has said, well, no, screw you, and we are going to continue to make you buy the Lightning cable. So,
Yikes.
yeah. So, let's see. Last year, there was a company that had connections to both Asian supply chains and Asian accessory manufacturers that successfully predicted that the 2018 iPad Pro would drop Lightning in favor of USB-C. So, but they say that this year's phones will once again include Apple's standard 5-watt USB-A charger in the box with each phone, meaning that once again you'll need to buy a separate USB-C to Lightning cable and a power brick that supports USB-C power delivery if you want to be able to fast charge your $1,000 phone. So, now, okay, like, we know Apple is a company that just likes to screw their users, apparently, and Apple is the company that can do no wrong. How that works, I have no idea. But I don't know. Let me ask you.
You're right.
Let me ask you, okay?
What are you going to ask me?
Do you think, I kind of think that it would probably be in Apple's best interest to drop the stupid freaking proprietary cable and just go with USB-C.
Well, we don't have the numbers on, like, how much money they make from that. I'm sure it's huge.
Oh, well, yeah.
They charge up the wall for those cables, so I'm sure
Exactly.
they make tons of money.
Right,
and
because they're
honestly,
proprietary.
I'm not convinced. Like, from a purely objective business standpoint, it might actually not make sense for them to do that.
Yeah, but think about it. Like, you're...
Of course, everyone wishes they would. Don't get
Right,
me wrong.
right.
But if you're just, like, you know, executive McRich person in your fancy office crunching the numbers
Right.
in your Excel
But-
spreadsheet, you might not see the value in doing.
Right, but iPhone sales are dropping too. So, is it worth it to include a standard in there that may make it a more attractive phone?
Improvement with something else, with more improvements, more things that people want, like headphone jacks, maybe. I don't know.
I think unfortunately the headphone jack is just a dead thing. Because I think I think, and I could be wrong, I don't know. I'm curious to see if the S10 is going to include a headphone jack.
Stupid.
I agree with you because I use my headphone jack.
I use mine too.
Will the S10 have a headphone jack?
Guess I'm not buying an S10 ever.
No. What? Hold on. So the Galaxy S10 will have a headphone jack, apparently.
Oh, okay. I'm still probably not going to buy one, though. In fact, I'm probably still not going to buy any new phone.
Because, like, there's a case here. Let's see here. So I guess we'll have to. I don't know. Yeah, I think, honestly, with every other company dropping the headphone jack, I think that's one thing that Samsung could, kind of maybe have a market, or just, include that as a feature and have something, up on the competition. You know what I mean? So
I suppose, yeah.
But anyways, all right. Well, that's what I have for this week. So, I don't have anything else to add, and we are going to call it a show. So, thank you for joining us this week. Dang it, I can't. There we go. Too many darn graphics. So, yeah, but anyways, thank you for joining us this week. We are going to see you back here, hopefully, same time, same place next week. And we'll talk about more tech news and have some more fun and randomness and things like that. So, yeah. Anyways, until then, subscribe, like, comment, all that fun stuff. And we'll see you next week. Bye.